If you've been following along, you already know this space used to be full. 2 engines, built by us, named Stella and Portia. So what happens to Stella and Portia now? These are just some of the questions we've been getting. Stella and Portia didn't do anything wrong. They're strong engines. They just don't belong in Tangaroa anymore. This isn't about scrapping them. This is about getting them to the right next home. And that's what this video is about. So 2 days ago, we had Rocky, the crane operator, come by to pull out our 2 Cummins 6.7 liter engines, Portia and Stella.
And okay, I'm just gonna drop those right down there.
All right.
What are you doing there? You all right?
Yeah, on this side. It's okay. Hey, look, I managed to disconnect everything. Yeah.
I moved the pallet already, so.
You can visualize better than me.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. You hold that for 1 sec?
Yep. Now, for those of you who are new to the story, Portia and Stella are 6.7 liter Cummins engines that we put on Tangaroa. Now, they weren't just any regular old marine Cummins 6.7s. These were originally truck engines, and we spent a lot of time marinizing them and making them the right engine for Tangaroa. I had our daughter Izzy helping. She broke them all down, got them ready for rebuilding, and then I painstakingly rebuilt these things from the ground up using marine components and a lot of custom fabrication to make odds and ends work. And honestly, they did. So it's a fairly exciting day for me here today. I've got the transmissions, at least one of them now bolted up to one of the engines. So as you can see here, everything is happy. So that's a good feeling, getting that done. And now I've just got to finish up these beasts and we'll be good to go. Running out of time. All right, so you can see what I've gotten done here. That guy is where it starts basically. Comes down, all expandable loomed in with the rail pressure sensor. And then I've got the transmission pressure and temp sensors on this connector. That one will be the turbo speed sensor. And then you can see under here, I've just got it all nice and tidy loomed. That's my oil pressure sensor. Then comes over this way, and that's as far as I've gotten so far. So I've got all the crankshaft and camshaft position sensors. I've got the rail control solenoid going in there. So yeah, just slowly making my way through this massive wiring. This isn't happening because they weren't working. They were working great. We were super happy with them. And like I said, we've done lots of miles with them. So this isn't a failure story. This is just a moving on to the next step story. Just have to make sure the engines meet or exceed 2,400 RPM.
Okay, let's see.
So if you can watch the RPM there.
It got red.
Yeah, because it exceeded 2,400 RPM.
But why does it have to?
I know.
Holy smokes.
You feel that acceleration?
It accelerates.
Hands just going like this.
And people thought these engines were too small.
Why does it have to meet or exceed 2,400?
Because that's to make sure you're not overloading the engines.
Well, oh my gosh, did that boat just take off? I thought our bow lifted up and we're like,
It
woohoo!
took off.
Oh, yeah, that was very impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
That's insane.
not bad.
Are you happy with your engines,
I'm
Blaine?
super happy with my engine.
Exactly what you wanted?
Exactly what I planned. The Cummins engines they're not quite what we wanted to end up with. And unfortunately, sometimes things happen in life and you got to make decisions, and we decided to go with something different. I haven't done a lot to these to prep them for putting away. I've just removed the ECU control box, all of the wiring on them. I think that's mainly it. I just didn't want all that hanging on the engine when we were storing them. So they're all packed away in the container by themselves. So one of the big questions we get is, why aren't we using these as the prime movers for the generator sets in the boat? Long and short answer is they're the wrong setup for that. They're too big, so we wouldn't be able to run these in their peak efficiency points for the generators. There are specific prime movers that we can use that we can run in their prime and their specific high efficiency points, and unfortunately these are just not it. With smaller generators, we can load them up higher, and we can get good efficiency out of them. They're just too big. So we've had Stella and Portia sitting down here on the ground next to the boat for, well, 2 nights now, and it's been a little paranoia instilling. I mean, we've got a lot of time and money invested in these engines, and having them sit out on the concrete or the asphalt is not super duper comforting. But we did go through and remove everything that was easy to run off with. ECUs, wiring harnesses, whatever smaller sensors, fuel lines that we had to remove, that's all gone. And by the time you guys see this video, these engines will be nestled, locked in a container. So we will not be quite so worried all the time. But yeah, it's pretty sad to see them down here. Even though we're not using them anymore, they still have a pretty big part of our lives, and it's still pretty emotional. Just got to get it moving. So these engines would probably be really good in a Dodge pickup truck. That'd be an ideal location for them. They'd be basically a hopped up version of the stock truck engines. They'd be really good for somebody who wanted to swap them into a different vehicle, road-going vehicle, because they've got the ECUs to be able to integrate everything into the car pretty easily. And they could go into boats as well. Obviously, they came out of a boat, but I'm kind of not leaning towards selling them that way, just because there's so much custom on these that I don't want it to be a headache to somebody in the future.
Lord, I wish I knew 20 years ago, so before I went blue. I've been waiting for someone to cut me loose. I didn't recognize those sad eyes all along. I was you. I've been kicking the can way too long now. I've been kicking the can way.
Now, Portia and Stella aren't part of Tangaroa's future, but they're part of her story nonetheless. Letting them go leaves room for the future.
Before we end this video, we want to say a genuine thank you. The names you're seeing here are the people who chose to step in and stand behind this project. This hybrid electric build is happening in real time, and it's only possible because of the support from our online crew and the people on the wall of power. Every name here represents someone who believes in us doing this properly and sharing the whole process. No shortcuts and no glossing over the hard parts. If you've been watching and getting value out of these videos, there's a place for you too. Your name could be here in the next video, and you'd be a part of Tangaroa's story going forward. Some supporters even have their names permanently mounted in the engine room on the wall of power. And if supporting financially isn't possible right now, subscribing, watching, and leaving a comment helps more than you might think. You can find all the details on our website. Thanks for being here, and thanks for helping make this build possible.